Hi, welcome once again to our Kick of the Jams A Magazine special. The show brings you the best international and local music. This episode's kind of cool. We got General Fiasco into the studio to do a couple of acoustic tracks for us, and they're also going to have an interview and a bit of a chat right now. So we're just starting quite general first. What made you want to be in a band in the first place when you started out?
I guess it was one of my big brothers came over. He got a new guitar and he brought it down to the house and just started playing. I was like, that's the coolest thing ever. I just want to do that. So we just started playing guitar, and then just one thing leads to another, and just go out and start playing covers, AC/DC and Foo Fighters and the like.
And what about General Fiasco as a band? How did that come together?
General Fiasco sort of happened because I think we're just fed up playing in our other bands. We kind of like got tired of it nearly, and maybe we weren't doing exactly what we wanted to do musically. It maybe didn't suit us, and we weren't really big into the styles of the bands that we were playing in, so it just sort of thought we'd start General Fiasco as a bit of a break from that, just for the crack really, and then it just sort of progressed from there as well.
And did everything gel with General Fiasco straight away? Coming from, like, you know, you obviously weren't happy in your previous band. Did things click quite quickly?
The first week we started writing songs for General Fiasco. We wrote like maybe three or four tunes, like one of which we still play. So
yeah, it came pretty naturally.
Yeah, it was pretty natural.
So has being in General Fiasco so far, has it lived up to the expectations you had of what being in a band would be like?
Yeah, especially over the last 6 months, just sort of being busy with the band all the time, like either playing or writing or recording, just sort of getting submerged in it and with no other distractions, like having to work a real job. It's been just like, it's been great. It's living the dream.
What it takes to control this feeling, what it takes to relate to the things you like to be. Maybe they're all ahead of you. Everyone's shouting, save me, save me. Well, I don't finish it, or maybe I should for a bet. I don't know if it's worth all my trying, and I can get with it. Maybe I will have a fit and lie to you once more. Does a rebel get by? 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 'Cause on and on the hearts are pulling, never known begun. You got a feel with all the lonely people screaming, save me. It's your fault that you're always failing. Complicate, hesitate, all the things you like to be. Maybe they're all ahead of you. Everyone's shouting, please don't kill yourself. Well, I don't give a maybe I should for a bet. I don't know if it's worth all my trying, and I can get with it, or maybe I will have a fit and lie to you once more. Does a rebel get by? 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 'Cause on and on the hearts are pulling, never known begun. You got a feel with all the lonely people screaming, save me. What it takes to relate, how you getting this? I don't give a shit, maybe I should for a bet. I don't know if the one that I resist is the one I need to need it. Yeah. You won't be a runner, you won't be a runner, you won't be a runner, you won't be a runner. Does the rebel get by? 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 Does the rebel get Well, does the rebel get by? Does the rebel get by?
And what about being, I mean, is there anything you specifically really enjoy about being in the band? Is touring something that, you know, you have a love for?
Yeah, we were lucky enough to get on good support tours.
Yeah, which meant guaranteed crowds.
Yeah, guaranteed good crowds, and we were playing to, well, on a couple of nights maybe playing to about 2,000 people, which is amazing. It's just from playing at home, like starting out whenever you're playing to maybe a handful of your mates to going to playing to 2,000 strangers.
I also just love writing music. I think it's sort of, I love it whenever you sort of get into a new song and everybody's sort of getting on it and getting into it. It's up there as well.
And we see with writing songs, I find that some bands, you know, it can take so long to get your material into the public domain. I mean, if you're writing lots of songs all the time, do you ever get frustrated about not being able to get the songs out there as quickly as you'd like?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think some people expect you to play songs that you maybe don't particularly love anymore. And sometimes, depending on the crowd maybe, it can be a wee bit frustrating playing the same songs, but whenever the crowd's going nuts, I guess it gives you that drive to do it. But yeah, we just sort of love, like, I think we like new stuff, like always trying to put out new stuff. I think it's just because it's new for us and more interesting and things of that nature. But yeah.
I suppose about trying to find that balance then between, you know, wanting to please yourselves and get your new material out there
absolutely.
And keep, you know, your fans happy.
I agree.
Yeah, because obviously, you know, you have quite a lot of fans now, so.
It's starting to go, yeah.
I mean, we took a look at your MySpace, it seems to be legions of teenage girls leaving comments all the time.
That was the, I think the one night only tour sort of like got a lot of kids into us, which is good, because maybe in a different circumstance they would have missed us and maybe wouldn't have got into us straight away. Because maybe live we're a wee bit more aggressive, and it's kind of good that it didn't scare too many of them off. But yeah, it's great. They're very enthusiastic.
Was it very much to admire them yet? No.
Yeah.
Not for me.
Yeah, but I said no.
Good man.
Making all this easy is making up your mind. She says I'm blind but I'm fine, but maybe we don't get out much, but does it show? Maybe we should give it loads, maybe we should give it loads. Talk's only talk, cause you're following through. You're making plans and demands. Clearly you don't get out much, and yes it shows. Maybe we should give it loads, maybe we should give it loads. Nothing is the reason it seems to keep you satisfied. You're holding up for something, holding up for where you lie. She says it don't get better than this. You know it won't get better than this. More life shows, it goes this way. You're holding up for something but you just can't say. And it don't get better than this. You know it won't get better than this. You know that more life shows, it goes this way. You're holding up for something but you just can't say. But nothing is the reason it seems to keep you satisfied. You're holding up for something, holding up for where you lie. But maybe show a little tact, take it out, don't take it back. Take a little more, take a little more. Maybe we're at the flag, let's all drink this more to try. Take a little more, take a little more. Don't you know you gotta do something sometime? Don't you know you gotta do something sometime? Don't you know you gotta move? No, you gotta move, gotta make a move, gotta make a move. Don't you know? Oh, you gotta do something. She says I'm head, I'm done, I'm bleeding, I'm dying. Oh yeah, well I find out it's better we don't go out much, cause we're not well. Someone tried to warn us, someone tried to warn us, said it don't get better than this. You know they just talk, but throwing fists, and I know that I should listen more, but I don't your own. But nothing is the reason it seems to keep you satisfied. You're holding up for something and holding up for where you lie. Well, maybe show a little tact, take it out, don't take it back. Take a little more, take a little more. Maybe you were at the flat, let's all drink this more. another try. Take a little more, take a little more. Don't you know you gotta do something sometime? Don't you know you gotta do something sometime? Don't you know you gotta move? No, you gotta move, gotta make a move, gotta make a move. Don't you know? Oh, oh, you gotta do something. Don't you know you gotta do something sometime? Well, don't you know you gotta do something sometime? Don't you know you gotta move? No, you gotta move, gotta make a move, gotta make a move. Don't you know? Oh, oh, you gotta do something. Don't you know you gotta do something sometime? Well, don't you know you gotta do something sometime?
Do you think it's important these days for bands to be business savvy as well as being musical?
Probably more so now than ever.
Yeah,
I would say.
absolutely.
With just downloads and record sales being down,
Yeah.
there's you have to sort of come up with new ways to actually make money.
And I think also because there's so many people, like everybody plays in a band and everybody mates play in a band, that you kind of have to have it all together. You have to, I know it should be just about the music, but you have to look like a band and you have to like portray the band image and be like, you have to be a band. You can't just play music and stuff. I know that maybe doesn't make any sense, but it's a lot more than just writing songs, and people don't get on it as easy as that. There has to be sort of, you have to be aware of other factors and stuff, and I think there's a lot of really great bands that have got great tunes but maybe neglect other factors a bit, and that could be something as simple as that, as holding some bands back. But yeah, it's probably as difficult a time as there has been with like people being fit to get music for free and stuff, and like I say, a million bands playing all the time. It's sort of, you gotta do something to grab attention.
And how do you cope with that additional pressure of, having to be a bit more, well, I suppose business savvy and to think a bit more creatively about how to make it?
I think we're sort of, you get help with the people that you work with, like your managers and even like radio bloggers and everybody involved in the band pushing forward have got a different angle on it and help you out, I think.
I think we've been very fortunate with the people that have got involved with us, and also the fact that we're a three-piece. It means we can tour the UK for very little money, actually. Even we were doing a support tour and we were able nearly to live off the fee that we were getting, which wasn't an awful lot, but it still took us to the next place and paid the hotel, and that was pretty much our entire expenses.
Yeah, just and t-shirts help as well. Like
yeah.
I mean, and you're being at the moment touted as a bit of a Northern Irish success story in terms of Northern Irish bands. You're doing quite well, and also you've got a manager and you've got pluggers. You've got quite a lot of people who are involved in the band too. I mean, obviously then success can be quite an important thing to achieve. I mean, do you feel any pressure in that, having obviously been touted as being an NI band on the up and having these people involved? Is that an additional pressure?
I think so, yeah. I think it's just whenever people start to talk about you, I suppose things can get exaggerated, and people like maybe see that people across in England like getting into the band and a lot like radio DJs playing it and stuff, but it's hard to really grasp how well it's going until you're involved in it and stuff, and it is pressure whenever people are going up to you and going, you're going to be massive and famous and stuff, and you sort of don't really know what's going on, like, but it is, of course, it's pressure. It's kind of like, you don't want to be the people that were going to make it and didn't make it, even more so than just sort of playing in a band for a while, I think. But we just sort of like trying to keep our heads down and ploughing on and trying to keep busy and try and do our best to promote the band as best we can.
And do you find that, locally, because you have been getting radio play and because you haven't been getting access, that people's perception of you, they probably think that, you're touring the UK, you must be raking in loads of money and everything must be like easy street? Do people have that perception of you now? I
think so, yeah. I think it's you notice like changes in certain people, maybe people closer to you sort of just sort of get on as normal, but you sort of some people sort of maybe think, yeah, you're making money, you're getting played in the radio, you're making lots of money and all that, which isn't necessarily true.
Yeah. But I suppose like people thinking that you're on Easy Street can kind of, you know, portrays the hard work that you put in the background and, you know, the amount of effort that it takes to sustain that kind of momentum. Absolutely.
Like whenever we first started touring, like we slept in the van and went to the swimming pool to get washed. Like that's what we do. Like, and people going, oh, you're touring the UK, that's amazing. And it's like, yeah, we're sleeping in a van, we're eating at service stations. And it's like, there's only so much McDonald's you can eat before you start not being fit to hold it down. But yeah, I would sort of like, yeah, that's again a case of people just not being 100% aware of how things are going and how you're operating.
I'm bored on a sinking ship. I've lost a lot of time on it. I'll watch as it all goes down. It won't get far. I will sink as the way it's done. I will wait, but it won't be long. I could give it everything I've got. But don't you think it's better to find out these things? Better to see what you need. To be alone before you hurt some. I'm a waste of skin. I will take almost anything. I will build myself a little rope. And then I'll go. I'm a waste of skin. I will take almost anything. I will build myself a little rope. But don't you think it's better to find out these things? Better to see what you need. To be alone before you hurt someone. Don't you think it's better to find out these things? To be alone before you hurt someone. I've waited a long time for this. Now that I see you, I don't have nothing to say to you. Why is that the way? Now there's no point in trying. It seems like we'll all end up dying the same way that everybody does. Don't you think it's better to find out these things? Better to see what you need. To be alone before you hurt someone. Don't you think it's better to find out these things? To be alone before you hurt someone. I seen it, I got a better plan. I need it, I got a better plan. I'll be there, I got a better plan. I'll fight myself so I can be merrily. I seen it, I got a better plan. I need it, I got a better plan. I'll be there, I got a better plan. I'll fight myself so I can be merrily. And I seen it, I got a better plan. I need it, I got a better plan. I'll be there, I got a better plan. I'll fight myself so I can be merrily.
I suppose one of the next big things, you've been working on your debut album at the moment.
Yeah.
How's that been going for you so far?
It's been going pretty well, yeah. We're 93% finished. The guts of it's away to get mixed, and for the most part it's sounding really good. We're sort of like still writing new songs, which we've got another recording session coming up and it might scrape on as well, but at the minute we've got our tracks that we're going to put on it, and so we're pretty happy. So with the record we've got at the minute, and it could change by the time we get to put it out.
And speaking of the tracks on it, is there any new things on there that people wouldn't have heard before? Or?
Yeah, there's a few brand new tracks, I think, that we haven't really played even. And
I think there's some tracks that we've been playing live and stuff that haven't been recorded. But there's a couple of tracks that are not your typical Jonny Fiasco stuff, which is, I think, should be interesting. It's probably, yeah, hopefully if people can get hearing them, it'll maybe see a different side to the band.
Is that something you're keen to try and put across with the album? You know, to maybe try and show a few different sides?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, yeah, sort of watching a few bands over the last sort of 2 years, especially. There's been a couple of bands that have put out a great first record, and then put out the exact same record the second time round. It just just bombing, and it was because there's no diversity in it, and it didn't change or progress, and like we're trying to get sort of a little bit of how we've progressed into this first album, but also staying true to what got people into it in the first place.
And what about, do you have any ultimate ambitions for the band? Do you have any, like, any specific aims? Do you have long-term aims, or do you just take things as they come?
Take things as they come, I guess. I think whenever we started off, it was like, oh, it'd be amazing if Steve Lamacq played us. And then whenever Steve Lamacq played us, it was like, that was brilliant. It would be amazing if CNO played us, and CNO played us, and you're like, that's amazing. And it'd be like, oh, amazing to play Oxygen. And then, like, it's just sort of, it's one of those things that it's, as long as there's something more, or something you can just sort of touch onto. I guess it is all sort of short term. We just sort of should creep and progress a little bit, but long term goal, 100 million records.
Hi, welcome once again to our Kick at the Jams A magazine special. Show brings you the best international and local music. This episode's kind of cool. We got Jonny Fiasco into the studio to do a couple of acoustic tracks for us, and they're also going to have an interview and a bit of a chat right now. Yeah, so just
exactly what we wanted to do musically. It maybe didn't suit us, and we weren't really big into the styles of the bands that we were playing in, so it just sort of thought we'd start Jonny Fiasco as a bit of a break from that, just for the crack, really. And then it just sort of progressed from there as well.
And did everything gel with Jonny Fiasco straight away? Coming from, like, you obviously weren't happy in your previous bands. Did things click quite quickly?
The first week we started writing songs for Jonny Fiasco. We wrote like maybe three or four tunes, like one of which we still play. So
yeah, it came pretty naturally.
Yeah, it was pretty natural.
Everyone shut and see me. Well, I don't finish it, or maybe I should for a bet. I don't know if it's worth all my trying, and I can get with it, or maybe I'll have a fit and lie to you once more. Does a rebel get by? 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 'Cause on and on through hearts are pulling, never known begun. You got a filled with all the lonely people screaming.
So has being in Jonny Fiasco so far, has it lived up to the expectations you had of what being in a band would be like?
Yeah, especially over the last 6 months. Just sort of being busy with the band all the time, like either playing or writing or recording, just sort of getting submerged in it and with no other distractions, like having to work a real job. It's been great. It's living the dream.
What it takes to control this feeling, what it takes to relate to the things you like to be, maybe they're all ahead of you.
Starting quite general first, what made you want to be in a band in the first place when you started out?
I guess it was one of my big brothers came over. He got a new guitar and he brought it down to the house and just started playing. I was like, that's the coolest thing ever. I just want to do that. So we just started playing guitar, and then just one thing leads to another, and just go out and start playing covers, AC/DC and Foo Fighters and the like.
And what about Jonny Fiasco as a band? How did that come together?
Jonny Fiasco sort of happened because I think we're just fed up playing in our other bands. We kind of like got tired of it nearly, and maybe we weren't doing